There's been a whole bunch of hit pieces about The Rock recently, ever since he came out and denounced Biden. And there's a new report which went, there's always been a few about The Rock here and there. Not a lot. Certainly not to this level, like denigrating him to the level where he apparently pees in bottles and arrives like 6-7 hours late, which racks up $60 odd million plus budget, for a film. So I don't know whether this is whether I'm being a bit paranoid, and maybe it is because the powers that be are like, no, not happy that you denounced Biden. But it's weird. It's a weird one. So basically, a new report confirms what we and others following the DCEU for a few years ago suspected, which makes sense. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was trying to take over the film universe and put himself at the center of it. Which, look, when there's a power vacuums get filled. I don't begrudge someone for trying to take control of a franchise. Like, who cares? That's ambition. It's fine. Like, I don't give a shit about that. But it's the other stuff. So the Wrap reports that Johnson wanted his production company that co-produced Black Adam and Shazam, 7 Bucks Productions, to take over leadership of DC films from Walter Hamada and his failed regime that churned out The Flash and Birds of Prey. Which, sure, fine. I don't think it'd be any worse than... Apparently this website's having a fit. Sorry about that. That was hurting my eyes. But I don't think that'd be any worse than Walter Hamada, for sure. So the report claims that Johnson and his ex-wife business partner, Danny Garcia, met with Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav in 2022. The primary agenda was Black Adam and bringing Henry Cavill back to Superman. Johnson also used the occasion to lobby for power, according to insiders, right? So it didn't work out. Black Adam underperformed. James Gunn, Peter Safran ascended to the top of the hierarchy, blah, blah, blah. So Johnson famously presented numbers claiming the film made a small profit to boost his position. His figures, however, turned out to be ginned up. We know that anyway. But the dirt didn't end there. So the Wrap sources also make claims about Johnson's behavior and bathroom habits, which is a weird thing to bring up. So on the set of the Amazon Prime film Red 1, the actor is accused of chronic lateness and lack of professionalism. Insider says he's shown up late and delayed production by up to 8 hours. In other cases, on various productions, possibly even Black Adam, Johnson has shown an aversion to public restrooms and peed in water bottles to avoid them and save time. I mean, if you turn up 8 hours late, saving time is pretty good, to be fair. So the upset crew members, as they were tasked with this upset crew members because they were told, do you need to get rid of the bottles? According to one insider, and quote, on set, away from his trailer, if he needs to pee, he doesn't go to the public bathroom. He pees in a Voss water bottle, and his team or a PA has to dispose of it. It was an effing disaster. Dwayne truly didn't give an F. And the only thing Dwayne was consistent at was being chronically late. Others say it's a control thing. Said he refuses to work more than 4 or 5 hour days. Reports also note Johnson broke vid protocols in the past, and executives under him at 7 Bucks lack experience. So, yeah, some people dispute it anyway. Dwayne Johnson, 7 Bucks have been incredible partners on Red 1, a film that audiences of all ages are going to love this holiday season. Our testing has been very strong. The reaction from Cinecons speaks for itself. And we couldn't have made it without Dwayne's constant work and support. Any report that implies that we got to this point with him showing up 7 to 8 hours late to set is both ridiculous and false. Yeah. Weird timing, though, isn't it? Did come out immediately, quite literally, it was like a week, couple weeks after he denounced Biden.
Yeah, it's a political attack. It's they're going around trying to discredit him. I mean, it's if you're not with us, you're against us mentality right here, and this is kind of normal for the neo-Marxist. We only have one theology here, and if you don't follow our doctrine, we're gonna make your life difficult with our complete control over the mainstream urinalism.
I like that. Nice wordplay. Nice wordplay. I also think because apparently it increased the budget. I think the number was like $60 million or something crazy like that. That's the figure I read. I could be wrong. I need to go look it up again, but it was an insane number.
He's getting again, and I brought this up on another location. I'll say it again. When you hire The Rock, you know that he has 3 to 5 things going on at the same time. So, and he probably makes allowances in his contracts for him to attend wrestling promotions, go and do character appearances, do all this other stuff. So you're going to see this frequently and regularly. I'll say this. I mean, during the time that this film's being put together, and one of the reasons that it's been delayed, I mean, they're aiming for one particular time of year, Christmas, the time at which Amazon sells a bunch of junk, right? So, if there's a decent chance that product placement's going to have to be reshot and stuff like that, just like with the Bond movie, because, that watch, premiered 2 years ago since we shot the film, stuff like that. So I think you're also going to see the fact that, part of what makes The Rock appealing is that he has so many different places to reach for support, despite the fact that he's not truly a movie star, because the dude cannot open a movie on his own. In something like this, with all the cameos that we're supposed to have in this could actually, be all right for Amazon, which is where I believe it's focused on anyway. So who would care? How would this get out in the public so broadly if it wasn't driven by some political nonsense?
Well, it's interesting, actually. This is the same topic that caused Vin Diesel to beef with The Rock. Apparently, Vin Diesel accused him of turning up late, like all the time, and sometimes not even turning up, which led to them having, a pretty big beef for years.
Well, I mean, The Rock was shooting multiple projects at the same time, including his television series Ballers, and still making guest appearances at wrestling promotions. So his schedule is quite a mess. And sometimes there are going to be days where, this date moved, I have to have this time. And he's not going to be there. So anyway, it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think he definitely turns up late. And he probably pisses in bottles. But the fact it's come out now at this time from the rap and things like that, I think it's a political attack. That's what I would say.
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, I mean, if you're on a road trip and you can't afford to stop and there's no good place to pull over, you're a dude. You don't necessarily have to aim, if there's a bottle handy.
Yeah, true. Yeah. It's nature's benefit of being a bloke, I guess.
Yeah. And
how do you think I get through this show?
That's what I figured. So yeah, but
I thought that's what you do when you disappear, mate. Actually, to be fair, when we play the Tom's Dead.
Oh
thing.
no,
that's
I did totally.
Oh, well, we figured that too. Yeah. But anyway, real quickly, why? So the Stinger, I did the Stinger on purpose. That's actually a bottle that's utilized for emergency business.
Are you joking, mate?
No, you can buy it on Amazon.
That is disgusting. But all right.
No, it's disgusting. No, it's in case you gotta, pee and you're driving or something, or you have a toddler that needs to pee or whatnot,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
It's not like you're going to drink it.
No, true. Right. Come on then, Bo. What do you reckon, mate? Political attack?
Well, I wouldn't put it past any of them for it to be a political attack. If it's not a political attack, it's a bit Howard Hughes, isn't it? As long as there's nothing wrong with your bladder, you can hold a wee for quite a while until you can find somewhere to stop, or until you do get to a toilet. It shouldn't be that hard. It reminds me of if you smell what The Rock is pissing. Yeah, it's just anyway. His piss has got to be sort of 80% roids, isn't it? I mean, look at the guy. I mean. How old is Dwayne now?
He's 50 plus.
It doesn't matter how old he is. He's way too old, right? Yeah. He's
52 years old.
No one that's 53 years old is that jacked without being completely roided up to the eyeballs. It's insane. His shoulders and his traps and his chest It's mad. He must be the greatest specimen of all time. Look, I always quite liked him as The Rock in wrestling years ago in the 90s or whatever. But as an actor, he's not a brilliant actor or anything, is he? I never really got it why he's some sort of massive box office thing. And if he's now, if it isn't just a complete political hack job, if he's actually pissing in bottles regularly, well, he's lost his mind. Then you don't really need to do that particularly. Once in a blue moon in an extreme situation, but if it's a regular thing and he's got assistants, it's like take care of the bottles and stuff. It's Howard Hughes territory. That's mad. But yeah, it could just be complete nonsense that's made up just to make him look bad because he spoke out against the Uni Party, against Joe Biden's handlers. Not Joe Biden. Everyone knows Joe Biden is just a geriatric front man and a very poor one at that. It's his handlers that are sort of the real power behind the throne. So no, it's good for him for speaking out and saying something. But as for his movie career, yeah, don't care. It's funny if he's sort of lost his mind and is now peeing in bottles regularly. Right, I don't know.
It's a slow decline to insanity from The Rock.
Yeah,
just become a complete diva, just pissing in bottles everywhere. Like, where's my PA, my piss assistant? Come on. So is there Tom?
Again,
you want to chime in on this one?
Well, I mean, you guys have said most of what I can say already. The one thing I will say is I fucking told y'all that the Henry Cavill stuff was not Warner Brothers so much as it was Henry Cavill being told by Rock's people and everything like that to go out there and promote it, and he would, be a big part of Dwayne's new DC, And look, I don't even know why he got this in his head that he thought Warner Brothers would ever let him head up DC.
Yeah.
I mean, in what universe does that even make sense?
I mean, I don't begrudge him for trying, though. Like
no,
said,
I mean, playing one of these characters, fine. Black Adam was actually not even that bad of a movie. But when we're in a situation where the Black Adam film is The Rock's biggest performer at the box office, where he's not part of an ensemble or it's a sequel, and that is considered a flop, that tells you everything you need to know about the guy. Now, that all being said, some of this stuff may be even true. But I agree with you guys. Nobody had a problem with any of this stuff until all of a sudden he wasn't, too keen on promoting Biden this election. And then all of a sudden they lost their friggin' minds. Why? Because they know The Rock is a very influential person. And half this stuff, I'm just going, yeah, we've heard this song and dance before. Henry Cavill, tons of other men that you've tried canceling because they don't go along with your typical bullshit in Hollywood. So in that respect, all they're doing is just trying to besmirch him, and it's not going to help them. How many Rock fans are really going to sit there and listen to this crap? Right? I mean, the media is already a joke, and they're just adding to that at this point by doing this smear campaign on The Rock. Right? Like, I will be the first to admit that he's not this huge star, but he's also not somebody who's maligned. Right?
Yeah,
a lot of people like him. There's not that many people who just go, oh, I hate The Rock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I probably know more people that have said, I don't like Vin Diesel than say they like The Rock. And so what if Vin Diesel was telling the truth? Guess what, Vin? You're Vin Diesel and he's The Rock. You have one thing you do. The Rock is a multitude of things, like Culture was bringing up, and he's a very busy guy. And I even said, yeah, him going to the WWE and doing what he's doing right now makes total sense. That tells me that he's finally coming to terms with the fact that he is not all that he thought he was. He is not this big movie star. But this is just a smear campaign, and he didn't deserve it. And hopefully most people just see through it at the end of the day for what it really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, one thing I'd build on that. Like I say, I was a fan of The Rock in the 90s, and I was a little bit rude about his movie career a moment ago. But you can't deny, I don't think anyone really would, like Tom said, that Dwayne Johnson is a charismatic, quite likable person.
Well,
both in interview and just on screen. He's got a screen presence. Vin Diesel hasn't. Vin Diesel strikes me as quite an obnoxious, annoying person. I'm not a fan of Vin Diesel in any way. And so, and of course, the uni party, if that's what you want to call it, or just the Democrat establishment, the corporate mainstream media establishment, there's no depths they won't sink to. If they think there's someone they should or need to attack, they'll go as low as they need to and never look back. So yeah, I wouldn't put it past them.
No, and I'll also even go out on a limb and say that I'm pretty sure that The Rock is the most successful wrestler turned actor ever, right? I don't think there's anybody who's ever done better. Even Hulk Hogan can't even come close to his career. John Cena, maybe. Dave Bautista, perhaps, eventually. But at this point, no, I don't think anybody's going to beat him. He has had the most successful career of anybody coming out of the WWF. So, I mean, I can't take that away from him at all.
Agree with that.
Yeah, it's better
Stumpy.
than... sorry.
No, go on.
I was just going to say, yeah, of course, Dwayne The Rock Johnson's career is better than Rowdy Roddy Piper. One thing I would say was I think Dave Bautista's quite a good actor. I actually think he's not a bad actor.
I agree with that.
In that the remake of Blade Runner, he's in that at the beginning,
sequel,
isn't he?
not remake.
Oh, sorry, quite right. Sequel. I actually was convinced by his performance.
Yeah, he was good. He's also
anyway.
good in. There was a recent movie out last year, a cabin. I can't remember what it was called actually. Knock at the Cabin or something like that. He was very good in that. Really, like great range. Really, really good range.
Oh, he's in June 2, isn't he? He's the Beast Rabad in June 2. It's quite good in that.
Yeah, he's a bloody good actor actually. When he's given range, he's given stuff to do, and they just don't go just be a muscle man. He's actually really good. But Stumpy here drops him £5. Says, "I bet if that pee bottle was tested, he wouldn't be able to compete in the Olympics."
Yeah.
Allegedly. I agree. Allegedly. What is this?